What's going on, traders? This is a watch this video for Monday, September 30th, last day of September. Um, just a quick explanation of what I do. Found a long time ago that I can make consistent gains by day trading without the risk of overnight holds. So I basically start each day with a watch list, and we add some gappers to that watch list in the pre-market on Monday, and hope to catch some A-plus intraday setups, and I'll be in cash before the closing bell. That's the gist of what that says there. Real quick, if you weren't in chat on Friday, it kind of an interesting setup that I don't think I've ever really called before was just a quiet 15-minute buy setup, which the long was right there as this green candle broke this candle's high. And my thesis was basically looking for shorts to take some profits for the close, because since 10 something in the morning, this thing hadn't broken a previous 15-minute candle's high. And the thesis played out pretty well. Nice little bounce at the end of the day. So it was worth kind of hanging out all day for that, or all afternoon for that late day trade. All right. Anyway, what are we watching for Monday? PTON is only 2 days to go on, and actually, this had a pretty nice bounce. Look at this, look at this big tail here on Friday afternoon, right? So, I wonder if it's. I would have preferred, to be honest with you, I would have preferred this to close all the way down here. I would have liked it more as a bounce play because this takes some of the mustard out of any potential bounce tomorrow. But anything could happen. This thing could rip tomorrow, so. Definitely want to watch it for a bounce. It's only been trading for 2 days. CRWD broke to all-time lows on Friday and actually gave a decent trade for us, but ended up rolling back over again and closing near the lows. So look at this, like what, 6 red days, 7 red days in a row? I definitely think it's worth watching for a snapback bounce. First Solar, couple ugly days, but nearing the 200 day. I can populate the 200-day farther out there. I was trying to look and see if the stock has a relationship with the moving average. I guess you could argue it bounced off of it here, but I don't look at a real steady long-term relationship with it. Anyway, something that's fallen pretty far in a couple of sessions to get to the 200-day. I would like it to come down here and maybe even flush the 200-day tomorrow. I'll be looking for an intraday bounce, so I think that one's worth having on watch. SDC. It didn't break Thursday's low on Friday, but still, and I wish it would have. I wish it would have just kept falling, because to me, again, I like it as a bounce play, but I wish it had fallen farther on Friday. One thing I always do is look at 15-minute candles. There's your opening 15-minute candle on Friday. Never broke the 15-minute high. Same thing for Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. It did, 30 minutes in, but then rolled over. Most of these days, it never broke its opening 15-minute high. And that makes me like it a lot for a potential bounce, if it does, right? What I'd like to see is an early high and then sideways move and then an afternoon high of day break. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, but there's other intraday setups that I like as well on something that's really beaten up. Speaking of really beaten up, this SNDL, just another one, just straight down. I don't know how many days in a row. I'm going to watch that for a bounce. VNRX, really nice breakout here. And now a couple red days on declining volume. Pretty good setup for a snapback bounce. Same thing with OVID. Really nice rally here, but a couple red days on declining volume. Another good setup for a bounce. MLNT, I've been watching this one. I want to see this breakthrough 4 on volume, so it's just, to me, had this popping, kind of flagging. I don't know, the more I look at this, the more I realize it's not really a recent high flyer zooming in. This was a nice day. 311 to 395, and that's kind of what's had my attention, but it's worth noting that it did that on 1.5 million shares, so it's a pretty thinly traded stock, and as I'm going over this, I'm questioning whether or not it should even be on watch, but if it does get volume through 4, I like that 200 day as a possible target, so I'll probably leave it on the list one more day and see if we get any kind of setup. RLGY, kind of a inverse head and shoulders breaking to the upside. So I think that's worth watching for a continuation day. Again, you really don't have unusual high relative volume, right? So makes me like it a little bit less too, because it's just based on a chart pattern, but it's not really in play. If you know me at all, I like to focus on stuff that has had really high relative volume, what we call the recent high flyers. So that one, this RLGY and MLNT, I'd be pretty comfortable pulling them both off the list too, so keep that in mind. RCUS, nice volume spike for this stock. Still not even 1 million shares, so another kind of thinly traded stock. But a nice pop and a pretty strong close on Friday. So we'll see if we get any kind of continuation set up. And then lastly, I've got PRPO, which I don't love because you had this big move and you've given a lot of it back, but it hasn't round tripped, and it was lower volume on Friday. So sometimes you get a nice third day play where it rips again. So that one's on watch as well. We'll add some pre-market gappers to this list, and I think that's all I've got. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you in chat on Monday.